All right. So again, thanks for signing on, guys. I know this was an extra session for you, but I do want to share that I think it's super important for us to go through this information, and so that you can have a full concept of why we do what we do when we're talking about internships and your opportunities with experiential learning. So this session will not be as long as the other ones. I just want to make sure you have this information, show you some platforms to use. As again, the goal is for you guys to either do some type of experiential learning this summer, whether it's an internship, whether if you're first year, you won't do a fellowship, but you could do an internship, you could do mentorship, you can do job shadowing and all of those type of things, just to kind of explore the career field that you're looking to go into. So I am going to ask, since you have had some sessions about how to prepare for that, can anybody tell me why internships are important? You can come off mute and have a conversation with me. Nobody knows?
I think it's important because it's like getting a feel for the profession that you might be interested in. Because if you're doing an internship, then you're clearly interested in that field of study. So I feel like it's just like to understand more about the profession.
Yes, yes, you're correct, Sydney. Anybody else have any input to add to that?
Yeah, I think it's for for really two main reasons. One, you get work experience, and two, the internship would lead you, like you get a higher chance of getting the job in the internship.
Carl, you were right on the money. It's all about the experience, and Cindy, it's about learning more about where you are, the field that you're interning in. Okay, so two great answers, two very great reasons to do an internship. There are some others. We'll find that on this next slide, but honestly, you do an internship to find out what you like and what you do not like about the career field that you're going into. Okay, it behooves you guys as first and second year, if you're a junior or senior, to do internships while you're in college, because one, it allows you to do the job and allows you to have an expected end date. All right, so most internships could be, you know, should be a mini internship where it's 40 hours, but you can also have a regular internship where it's from 6 weeks to 10, 12 weeks, 16 weeks. I know some internships are for 6 months, right? So but internships always have a deadline. So you don't have to worry about putting in like your resignation when you find something out. When you go into an internship, you're going in looking at, okay, I have this specific amount of time to learn what I'm doing, whatever I'm interning doing, right? Also, internships, like someone said, I believe it was Sydney, this is where you grow, right? If you were going into an internship, your supervisor should not expect you to know it all. When you are applying to internships, those people are not expecting you to be professionals or proficient at what they're asking you to do. So this is a space for learning. This is a space for you to utilize what you learned in the classroom and being able to do it hands-on. So that's super important. Why is that important? Because when you graduate, like Carl said, you need that experience. All right, hear me clearly. You need experience to get the positions that you're going to want to go for. You can have your degree. It's not enough just to have a degree anymore. It's not enough just to have a bachelor's degree. It's good. It's great. All right, because a lot of people don't have it, but it's not enough for you guys to graduate and to want a mid-level job and not an entry-level job and not have the experience. So how do we get the experience? How do I get a job? And you won't hire me because I don't have the experience. Well, that's where internships. All right. So that is why it is so important that starting now, you guys are looking for opportunities for internships. Internships can be in the fall, spring, or summer, but most of your programs would allow you to take credits for your internships during probably the summertime. That's probably the easiest way to do it because you have more free time. You're not carrying 15 load credits. You're not, doing all the extra stuff that you would normally do. And so you want to make sure that that you are looking for opportunities, especially if you are a freshman or a sophomore, summer opportunities. All right. So we're gonna watch a little clip, and it's a little corny. It's okay, but I want you to get the point of why we're talking about internships with this here. So hopefully, can someone just make sure that they tell me if you can hear this? Can you guys hear that?
No,
You said no?
no, I can't hear it.
Okay. Let me just make sure. I know that sometimes share sound. There we go. All right.
And finding, if you're a student
You can
looking
hear it
for
now?
work experience while still in school,
Yes.
landing an internship or co-op placement is an important step to building your skill set and finding your first job. In this video, we share 3 reasons why an internship can help you land your first job after graduation. Okay, I'm sure you've all heard somewhere that internships aren't all they're cracked up to be. But I want to tell you to shut out all those internship naysayers, because a solid internship is still one of the most important career investments you can make. For one thing, hiring managers want experience. However, as a student, it's a catch-22. You need the job to get the experience, and you need the experience to get the job. Look, the classroom might be a space to learn new skills, but in order to get the experience needed to land that first job, you need a work placement while in school. And with an internship, you get a safe space to practice the skills you learned in the classroom and apply them in the real world. And the best part is that many companies end up hiring the students who successfully complete their internships or apprenticeship programs right after they graduate. So by not doing a work-term placement, you'll miss out on a large number of entry-level jobs that are only offered to students who complete an internship or co-op placement. Another reason why doing an internship is so important is the number of networking opportunities you'll experience. Landing a decent job and climbing the corporate ladder afterward is a lot about who you know, and internships give you the opportunity to work in the real world. You never know who you'll meet throughout your internship, so take the time to get to know everyone in the department, not just your managers and higher-ups. Finally, the resume is still the most important part of any successful job hunt and career growth plan. Your resume and your LinkedIn profile is like a piece of personal advertising. It shows hiring managers you have the skills and experience they want. By investing your time in doing an internship or co-op work placement, your resume is going to stand out big time. And that's because most students won't have industry work experience when they graduate. Thanks so much for watching this Rank by Internship video. And remember, you can find a ton of internships and internship reviews at rankbyinternship.com and .ca. Also, be sure to leave a comment below to tell us what you thought about today's internship tips.
Okay.
Maybe you have a couple of your own that you'd like to share.
Let's see.
And if you have any questions about this video,
Get my slide.
if you're a student looking for work,
There we go. So he also mentioned what we didn't mention, which was networking, right? And so we've shared before in other sessions how important it is to network. When we meet people, when we introduce ourselves, when we link with people on LinkedIn, when we go to the cafe to have lunch or dinner and we sit down next to somebody that we don't know, we don't know where that person will be at in years later, right? So if we meet someone, I meet Triana in the cafe, and I sit down and we start having a conversation and we become friends, or we find each other on Instagram or on LinkedIn. 10 years from now, if we've developed a good relationship and I find out that Triana is now a big time CEO of whatever, and I want to get in that space, I know her, I can reach out to her and just start up a conversation. And within that conversation, ask, well, I was really looking into getting into this field. Tell me how you did it. Do you have any opportunities that might be open where you are? And bam, right? I might have an opportunity to apply. You've probably heard this 1,000 times over, but if not, by the time you graduate, you will hear it. Most of the time, getting an opportunity is, I'm gonna say 80% of the time, is because of who you know. So networking is very, very, very important. So when you do an internship, not only does it give you the work experience, but it also gives you the networking opportunity to meet those people who are in the field that you want to get into. So when you graduate and you had an amazing internship at JP Morgan Chase, then you can reach out to Charnel and say, hey, Charnel, remember I came and I interned, I was in your department, blah, 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 and I just applied to this opportunity. I'm graduating in May. Can you tell me some insight on how I can, do better at this? Or is there somebody who, who could help me prepare for that? In doing that, that allows people to help you. People always want to help someone get to the next level. And so that is a part of networking. She is in your network now if you guys have linked up with her. The young ladies from PwC, I think it was Amanda and Megan, I could be wrong, but you have people that you can network with now. And so that's super important to be able to open those doors, even if it's not, 10 years from now, 15 years from now. That's why I always say when you walk into a room, you smile and you greet people. There's so many people now who walk into a room and won't say anything. But then, Miss Craig or Professor Craig walks in and I'm like, hey, how are you doing? Miss Terry, she's on the line. She is our program assistant from the office of URELAH. Wherever she goes, she makes a best friend. So wherever we go, guys, if we are in the car and we go to Panera Bread, they're giving us something extra. If we go to Chick-fil-A, they're giving us free nuggets because Miss Terry is so nice and she's making people smile and she makes these connections. She builds these relationships with these people. You never know where that's going to take you. So always take the opportunity to do that. So when you have your people who are trying to pour into you and they say, hey, turn on your cameras because I'm going to remember your face. Or if they ask a question, be the person that makes a comment so that you can be remembered. All right, so all of those things really, really add up when you're trying to advance in your careers, and internships is just the first step to that. So other benefits to internships, of course, we talked about experience. We talked about mentorship. So those are those people that you connect with and they guide you along your way, right? They're coaching you, they're encouraging you to do better. They're helping you, they're giving you well, this is what I learned and y'all don't want to do this. Like take the lesson from me so that you don't have to fail, right? You can fail in other ways, but don't fail this way because I'm telling you, this is the way that you probably should go. It helps guide your career goals. I think I said this in the first session, but I went to undergrad at Coppin State, go Eagles, and I was going for nursing. Okay, I finished my first year. I mean, I did all right. I didn't do that great. I partied a lot, but that's a whole other story. And then I came home and I worked at a local hospital. I realized that I don't like being around sick people. It really makes me sick. I don't like it. So how can I be a nurse if I don't like being around sick people? I'm so grateful for that opportunity because what it allowed me to do is not waste my time at Coppin or wherever else I was going to end up being in the nursing field to find out, okay, I got my degree in nursing and then I hate it, right? That would be the worst. Also, we talked about building your network. Along with building your network, it allows you to build a strong resume. I think Carl said it a little earlier. It allows you to put that experience on there. And I've had someone tell me this recently that someone told them, so I'm telling you guys. All of your internships need to be on your resume at this point in your life. Okay, all the way up through graduation, you need to make sure that you're putting your internships on your resumes, whether it's paid or unpaid. Do not let anyone tell you that because it's unpaid, you should put it as an activity or extra. That's not the case. That is not true. Put it on as work experience because you've actually done a job. All right. So don't let anyone tell you differently. You put those experiences on your resume because this shows that you have experience to do what you're looking to do once you graduate. All right. It allows you to secure references and recommendations. Before you leave here, I'm sure all 13 of you, because Ms. Terry's on here too, 12 of you, are going to ask one of us for a recommendation. I can't give you a recommendation if I don't really know you. I'm that type of person, right? Like if I can't speak to your character, I'm sorry, I can't give you a recommendation. But working with someone, you're in a space with someone, you're working with them 20 hours a week, 10 hours a week, and they can see your character, they can see your work ethic, then they can speak to that and they can give you a great reference and whatever you need that for, whether it's if you're going for Greek life, whether it's for another job, whether if it's for a fellowship program or a scholarship. Also, it transitions into a permanent job. So there is one of my old student workers was interning at JP Morgan Chase. So she did it her sophomore and junior year. When she graduated, probably January, she was graduating in May of 2023. January, they reached out and they gave her an offer to work there full time. They gave other people offers to work there full time. It wasn't as much as the offer that they gave her. Why? They know her work experience. She's shown up to do an internship 2 summers in a row. She's shown what it is to be an employee of theirs. And so they find value in that. And right now, that's where she's working, right? So that's a great thing. She didn't have to go searching for another position. Not saying that you wouldn't, because you don't have to go there, but to have the opportunity or the option on the table, that's what you want coming your senior year. Somebody is not muted. Okay, I found you. I got you. All right. And so then secondly, it's to build confidence. If you do something over and over and over again, you're going to be more confident in that, right? Like you're going to be able to stand taller. You're going to be able to speak without second guessing yourself. So if you do that, once you do these internships, and the first one is going to be scary. The first one, you're going to be nervous. I don't know what to expect. But once you keep doing them, again, when you graduate, I know how to do this. I'm good. You give me a project, I can work on it. If you give me an assignment, I can do this. So that is all benefits of internships. And someone, okay, I got it. All right, so where do we start? First things first, we have to do the research, right? We have to find out, what do we want to do? Now, if you are, let me ask, Triana, what is your major?
I am a public health major.
Public health, okay. If Triana is looking for an internship and she's like, you know what, I'm majoring in public health, but I don't know if that's really what I want to do. My suggestion is to research. Find out what kind of jobs can you do in public health. Hopefully you guys have done that before you have declared your majors. Sometimes we don't, and that's okay. It's not too late. You can do it now, right? I didn't do that. I said, I just want to be a nurse. And so I really wanted to be a doctor, but I didn't want to go to school that long. So I said, well, the next best thing should be a nurse, right? So but it didn't work out for me that way. So do your research. If you are interested in public health, do your research, find out what positions there are under public health. If you're interested in education, do your research, find out what opportunities there are under that. Same thing for criminal justice. Same thing for what can you do with a chemistry degree. All right, make sure that you guys are doing your research to find out all of the opportunities, because we always see the doctors, the lawyers, we see the social workers, we see the teachers. I didn't go to school for education. That's not what I went to school for. I ended up doing psychology, my undergrad, and then I got a business degree. I got an MBA. I spent some time in the business world. I did all sorts of stuff. Talk to me later. We can have that conversation. I probably have more jobs than the average person, but it led me to where like I have a passion, right? So, but I wish that I would have found that out in my earlier years. So that's why I'm encouraging you. Remember I said I learned lessons so that y'all don't have to learn them. So I want you guys to really research about your majors and find out what are those opportunities out there for you. You also want to think about your letters of recommendations and references. So if we are first year students, if we're first year, second year students, we want to make sure that we are building connections with somebody on campus that can speak to our character. So after the ITP, this first cohort that we have, and then we're going to do spring, right? Starting in January. Some of y'all need to be building relationships with me. Some of you guys need to be building relationships with Miss Terry. Someone needs to be building relationships with Mr. Bankston or Mr. Lunnerman, with Dr. Allen, right? So that when those times come for you to ask for recommendations, we can say yes. Now, me, I'll tell you no. Like if I don't know you, I'll be like, I'm sorry, I can't help you, but I think that you should go to somebody who really knows you, can speak to your character. Some people might just write it, which is cool. Okay, whatever. But you want to make sure that you build these relationships so you can always fall back on. I still have, I started here in August of 2019. I still have my students who were seniors in 2019 emailing me, asking me for recommendations. And because I built a relationship with them while they were here and before they graduated, I have no problem doing that, right? So make sure that you are, it says ask for letters of recommendations, but I really want you to start developing those relationships with people who can provide those for you. All right, hold on, let me make sure. And then apply. So we'll talk about that, but you want to apply. If you find something that you're looking for, apply. Don't hesitate. Don't be fearful. Don't say, oh, I don't have all the qualifications. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. In an internship, you're not supposed to know everything. This is a place for you to learn, all right, and to grow. It says walk through the doors. And what I mean by walk through the doors is that you have to put your wants or your faith into action, right? So if I want an internship this summer and I'm a freshman and everybody tells me that I can't get one, I'm going to prove them wrong. And I'm going to apply and I'm going to allow for my recommendations to speak for themselves. And I'm going to get me an internship. And you can do it. I've had freshmen have internships. They're rising sophomore year. Okay, so it's not impossible. But you have to walk through the door. You have to do something about it. And so all these things that we've learned, how to update your resumes, who to go to, how to apply, all that kind of stuff, you have to put that into practice. And that's what I mean by walk through the door. Have your resume reviewed professionally. So we did have the session with, I think her name was Lisa, from Newcastle County, right? Public Works. So she gave you some really, really great information on how to update your resume. She also gave you her, I think, maybe email and LinkedIn so that you can contact her and have her look at your resume. She's the HR manager. She hires people. This is what she do. So take advantage of that. Look at that. My light. Lord. Anyway, it might fall, but I mean, it might come back on, but there we go. So make sure that you have your resumes reviewed. As a student of DSU, you can always go to Career Services and have your resumes. All right. So, but you also can reach out to Miss Lisa and be like, hey, I was in that course, that session that you taught, and you told us to reach out to you. So here I am. Can you look at my resume? Right. So you have people like that. You want to make sure that someone else is looking at it. Just like when you write a paper. It's okay for you to write it and for you to review and for you to go back and make your edits. But it's always good to have another set of eyes to look at that, because what you are thinking in your head, you think it's already there on paper and it might not be, right? And so for your resumes, we want to make sure that it is very, very top notch. No grammar errors, no spelling mistakes. We want to make sure that we're using strong action words. So make sure that you have it reviewed. And again, you can go to Career Services and have them review for you. Now, we're going to get into specifics. You want to make sure that you create an account on Handshake and Simplicity. Hands raised, who knows about Handshake and Simplicity? Raise your hand for me. I only got one. Okay, two. Oh, Okay, all right. Well, see, that's why you're here. So for DSU, we have job platforms that are specifically for experiential learning opportunities, which include internships. So we used to have Handshake. So we still have it, but we will be like weaning away from that, but you can still utilize that. And now we have Simplicity. So in a moment, I will show you how to access that. But those are where you want to go to look for your opportunities. I understand that LinkedIn, I understand the Career Builder, I understand that you might find something online or Instagram, which is fine. But these two platforms are targeting you as a college student and college students only. So you're not competing against someone like me who's been in the game for 20 years, right? You're not competing with your professors for an opportunity. You're competing with other college students like yourself for these opportunities. And when these companies post these opportunities, they're looking exactly for you. They're not looking for someone like me who has a little bit more gray hair that's dyed. Okay, so take advantage of that. You will use both. Using both of them, you're going to use your DSU emails and passwords. So they're single sign-ons. So you don't have to have another password. You don't have to have another email. You're going to use your DSU email and password. And these platforms are paid for by the school or the departments at the school. And so they're free to you. So utilize them. Even as alum, when you guys graduate, you can still utilize them if you use your student emails. So remember that. My seniors, if I have any on the line, or juniors, remember that you can still access that, and you would be considered an alum on there, but you can still access the opportunities. On those platforms, and again, we will get into that. We will get into that at another time, or like in a little bit. But I want you to make sure that you upload your most recent resume. So on these platforms, we have recruiters who are posting the positions and they're looking to fill them with people like you. And so how do they know who you are or what you're doing or that you are who they want is through your resume. Okay, so that's why we said first things first. Make sure your resume is on point, make sure somebody looked at it, and then upload it to Simplicity and Handshake under your profile. Also, you want to make sure that you complete their profiles. You don't know how many programs, when I worked in career services, how many students would start their Handshake profile, they would put their beautiful or handsome picture up and not finish it. And if I was a recruiter who was going to go search for someone at an HBCU who was majoring in public health, who had a 3.2 and everything points at Triana, and I go and I search and I look at her her profile, and it's halfway filled out, I'm not gonna contact her, right? Because she didn't care enough to complete her profile. So I'm moving on to the next. Let me go look at Megan. Let me go look at Asia. Let me go look at Janaya, right? Like, let me go look at them. And they might have had a complete profile. So I'm going to call them in for an interview, or I'm going to reach out to them and say, hey, can you apply to this? Because I think this would be perfect for you. So don't miss out on those opportunities when they're right there in front of you. Just take the time, take an hour or two, set up your profiles, make sure your resume is good, upload it so that not only can you look for opportunities, but you can be found by recruiters who may be looking for you for those opportunities. You also want to do biweekly searches. So these platforms update daily. So jobs are getting added daily and jobs are coming down daily. So first things first, if you see something that you are interested in, apply, because it should tell you when it expires, but it could be one of those days where you're like, okay, I'm gonna come back and apply to it tomorrow. You come back and it's gone because the deadline that they pulled it down was last night at 12 o'clock, right? So make sure that you're performing your searches often. You'll hear this again, but to find a job is a job. So as like what that means, For me to find a job, it might take me 4, 5, 6 hours a day looking for that. So understand that it's not going to be a one-time deal. You're not going to sign into the platform and say, oh, I'm going to apply to this one and I'm going to get it. It don't really work like that. It's a whole lot of us in the world looking for these opportunities, especially the really good ones. So you want to start out early. Understand that when you're applying for an internship, you should be applying for those internships like the semester before. So heads up, next year, around August and September, all of the really, really great internships applications open up. Okay, late summer into early fall, they open up. By November, they're closed and they have selected who's coming to them in the summertime. Don't be one of those people who walk into my office and say, hey, Miss Craig, I need an internship and it's May and you need an internship for the summer. You are behind the 8 ball and you might be able to find one, but it's gonna be a little hard because all the really good ones are gone. All right, so always make sure that you're looking at your timelines. You want to be looking at least a semester and a half before you're looking to do the internship. Okay. Again, apply, and then prepare. Make sure that you are prepared for those opportunities. How do you prepare? By coming to sessions like this. How do you prepare? By asking questions. How do you prepare? By contacting those people who have said, hey, if you need some help, reach out to me, I can help you. All right, don't find it as in you are bothering someone. Take advantage. Everybody wants to help a college student. Everybody wants to be a part of your success story. So take advantage of that. All right, you do not have to do this on your own. All right, any questions with that, with where we're starting? Okay, cool. So we talked about it. We have different platforms that you can use. We have our office, which is up in the corner. I have to change this new logo. I have new logos down, but you can always reach out to me in our office, right? You can always reach out to the career services. Somebody tell me where the Office of Career Services is.
3rd floor, MLK.
Suite 333. All right, 3rd floor, MLK, Suite 333. Then you can also, we talked about simplicity. You have access to that right now. Handshake, same thing until Handshake goes away, and I think it's still accessible right now. And then lastly, something that you've probably never heard of, but I'm telling you right now, now that you will hear of it, you will use it for the rest of your working life. And that is ONET Online. Okay, someone told me about that and I've been using it ever since. I will show you all of these within this next 25 minutes. And then you can ask questions after that, okay? So these are the platforms that you want to use to get your internship for the summer. Take a screenshot of this, please. These are your points of reference and your resources here on campus to help you get your internships. First things first, Office of Career Services. Ms. Jackie Hendy is the admin there. So you can call her, that is her number. Okay, that's the office number, 857-6120. You can call, you can email. Now, when you email, please address people correctly. You can say, good morning, good afternoon, greetings, anything like that, Miss Hendy, right? Please don't just email and say, I need to make an appointment to have my resume reviewed, and you didn't say good morning. You wonder why people don't respond to you. That is why. We definitely have to have that etiquette, even starting now, right? Everybody, you need to make sure that you're greeting them with the right emails. Also, that is the website for the career services. But you can find that on the DSU Hub. I believe they have a icon for career services. You can find it on the DSU website. This is their website page, but a lot of you guys now are on the Hub, so you can find them. They are also in the MLK, 3rd floor, Suite 333. Okay, all things mock interviews, resume reviews. They have the career closet. So if you need professional dress and you don't have it and you don't have the funds to go buy it, they do have professional dress there for all sizes, males and females, including shoes. Okay, so check them out. And it's all new stuff. I don't believe they have too much like used things anymore. And if it is, it's really, really gently used. That is career services. The Office of URELAH, the offices that I represent and that I kind of cheerlead. We are here to help you as well. Follow us on Instagram, both Career Services and Office of URELAH. Make sure you're following us on Instagram. Make sure you're getting our newsletters that we update every week with opportunities for you guys for internships and scholarships and mentors and all that good stuff. So make sure that you are following us and you're accessing that through our link tree. You also can find us on LinkedIn. We have a YouTube channel. So all of these sessions, most of them get posted, all of our leadership development sessions. We have one coming up this Thursday at 11 o'clock. All right, it's Walking in Confidence. So come out and join that. It's virtual. And it's, I think, for about 55 minutes. So during Common Hour. But the Office of URELAH, we can definitely help you. And we do provide opportunities, or we share opportunities for you guys to take advantage of in regards of all of those areas, okay? Next is the Simplicity. And I'm going to, when I send you a follow-up today, I'll include all of these links, but it's the URELAH webpage. You can go to DSU Hub and Simplicity is there. It has a little like, what is that called? Hot air balloon. It looks really, really cheesy, but you'll see it says Simplicity. Click that. You can put in your DSU emails and passwords, and you can access it right off of the DSU Hub. All right, so you can do DSU Hub, or you can go on our website page, and we have an icon that says Simplicity, and you can click that as well. That is your job postings, your internship postings, and you'll see some talk of trainings for Simplicity, and you guys will be able to participate in that if you would like to. Handshake. There is a handshake icon on the Career Services webpage. It'll be up there, I believe, until their contract runs out. I don't know when that is, but I know it's still open today, right? So take advantage of that. So these are all of your outside employers connecting to you guys on these 2 job boards with opportunities just for you as a college student. And then lastly, ONET Online. So I'm going to take you and show you these things, but when you go to ONET Online, make it a favorite on your web browser, bookmark it, because that right there is going to be one of the things that will help you throughout your whole career when looking at updating your resumes and applying to jobs and doing research about opportunities and things like that. All right, so everybody has this screenshotted. Okay, I see the thumbs up, so I'm gonna keep going. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is just take you to those resources. All right, so we don't necessarily have to do Office of Career Services in URELAH, right? Because you guys are kind of good with the whole DSU webpage and DSU Hub and all of that, right? We should be good with that. Okay, I see some heads nodding, so that's cool. We will go to Simplicity. So what I'm going to do is, remember, you can do Simplicity through the DSU Hub. It's the hot air balloon, says Simplicity. But you can also do it through the Office of URELAH page on DSU, desu.edu. So this is our beginning of our webpage. And if you come here, you can actually see the icon right here that says Simplicity, and you can click that. All right. Again, the hub is much easier. And if you go to our Instagram, there's a link tree where you can click that and it'll take you. So there's all different ways to get there, but this is what you're looking for. So when you click the hub, you're going to click students or employers. I don't think I can sign in under here. Let me see. No, because I'm a manager. I need a student's email. Actually, I can't share.
You can use mine.
Okay, can you chat me your email and your DSU password? I promise I'm not going to do nothing with it. All right, but chat me directly. Don't put it in the everyone. Okay. And then we will enter the portal through that way. Okay, I got your email and I just need your all right. So you put in your email and your password, and this is the first thing that you see, and it says welcome, right? So this shows me that Triana has not been into Simplicity as of yet. This is her first time. So we're gonna get started, and this is gonna help you develop your profile, right? So Triana, I hope you don't mind. I'm gonna go in and kind of set it up for you, but you can always go in and change different things, all right? I just wanna use this as a student view of how to do this. So what kind of jobs are we looking for? Triana, you're a freshman or sophomore?
Junior.
Oh, okay, I was wrong on both those. So I'm gonna put internship. I'm interested in internships. I'm also interested in full-time opportunities because I'm graduating here in a little bit, right? So I want to keep my eyes out for that. I might also be interested in a fellowship, so I'm gonna click that. And then we're gonna do next. Where would I like to work? So because, where are you from?
New York.
What borough?
The Bronx.
Oh, okay, Bronx. I mean, usually people from the Bronx talk about that, but okay, so we are going to the Bronx. In the X, yeah, there we go. So we're just gonna put that there. You can go in and change it for whatever you want, right? Or we could, let's say Washington. You're interested. Is it gonna pop up? There we go. And hit next. What industry? So you told me that you are interested in public health. Any other industries you're interested in?
Nursing/healthcare.
Nursing. Oh, so you like taking care of sick people. Is this not okay? Let's say it might be under medical. There we go. Oh, why does that say equipment? Anyway, we're just gonna use this for an example. All right. Jobs that we are interested in. So again, if none of these kind of, well, maybe we'll say research and development, public health is more social services, none of my nursing thinking, oh, healthcare. Anything else on here that might tickle your fancy?
No.
Okay, so then we're gonna say next, right? Where have you worked? So this is gonna help us develop one of our resumes. So have you had any previous positions?
Yes.
Okay, give me one.
Okay. Call center at Delaware State.
Okay, so let's, I don't know if Delaware State is in here.
Oh.
Let's see, we put it in there, right? Okay, and then it says, it'll take our time. So you won't ever have to do that again. You can always go in and change your settings. It would be over here. You would click this and you would say, you know, my account or my documents would be where you upload your resume, your public profile, all that good stuff. But you won't ever get asked those questions anymore. But right here, you'll see. So here's where you can look up experiential learning, which is your internships or co-ops. You can do mock interviewing here on this platform. So if you were like, oh, I don't feel like going to the Career Services Center, but I have an interview in 2 days, you can go in here and you can do mock interviewing virtually. All right. Your Career Explorer to tell you more about popular careers and leading industries for the time and where your geographical areas. Your profile, that's where I want you to go in and upload all of that stuff. And then lastly, your resume. So all of that is always going to be at the top for you to be able to click and go in and do whatever you need to do. But then it'll show you based on your major, the type of opportunities that you might be interested in. And I'm going to tell you guys, like I tell everyone, don't just go by the name of the title of the job, right? Actually click into it and read it. read your descriptions, because the title might be something I never wanted to do. But when I look into the duties, or when I look into what they're asking for, like how my conditions or what I must be to apply for this, it might be exactly, or the locations, whatever, it might be exactly what I want to see, right? So always open, click it. So I won't go too deep into this, but just understand that these are where your opportunities are. If this is something that I wanted to do, I would click apply. If it's an outside application, you would click on the link and go apply, right? This is a federal job. If it's a job that they just want to collect resumes on Simplicity, then you would just upload your resume and you would go on to the next. Okay, so that is Simplicity. I want to take you back to your screenshot. And then once you start looking at things, it'll start bringing up jobs that you might be interested in. So they're using their AI to kind of give you opportunities that you might not see in a regular search, but they'll bring it to your like homepage of Simplicity. Okay, so all of that is there for you. That is Simplicity. Questions? Easy enough? Okay, all right, easy enough. So the next thing I want to show you guys is the ONET. And this is something, like I said, you will use for the rest of your working career. This is a portal that is tied to the Department of Labor through the United States. All right, so the Department of Labor has a code for every occupation that's out there. All right, right here, it starts off with janitors and cleaners. So this is their code that they use for the Department of Labor. But understand, this platform gives you all of this information about that. So one thing that you really want to pay attention to is the task. When you click them open, these are some bullet points that you can use for your resume. So instead of trying to rack your brain on how do I write this, go in, put in your occupation here, and let's say if I'm an educator. All right, it brings up what kind of educator? Post-secondary, so that is after high school, right? So I'm considered a post-secondary. It says kindergarten teacher. I'm not a kindergarten teacher. Middle school, all of those things, it breaks it all the way down, right? So if I wanted to look at, my official title would have been like a career counselor. So if I click that and I'm updating my resume from when I was over at the Career Services Center, I can come here, look at tasks, read all 34, pick 4 or 5, put them on my resume, make sure the tense is correct, because if it's in the past, we want to use past tense. If it's in the present, we want to use now, and go on about my business. And I didn't have to spend 2 hours on trying to figure out how I was going to say what I did at that job. Understand? Okay, so this is going to save you a lot of time going forward. Please, please, please utilize it. It is onetonline.org. Okay, now if you can continue down, when I said do your research, you can use this platform for that as well. It tells you what kind of skills you need with technology for this type of job. Okay, it tells you what kind of work activities you will be doing for this kind of job. It goes into detailed, goes into trainings and credentials. What do you need for that? Goes into skills. All of this stuff is needed and can help you on your resumes, right? We might have a skills section. If I'm applying for a career counselor position, I put it in. Oh, you need to have active listening. Let me copy that and put it on my resume. I have active listening when you guys want to talk to me, right? So that's what I'm saying. Use it to your advantage. Also gives you more knowledge, tells you what you need as an education. To be a career counselor, you have to have your master's, right? You have to have some experience. I can't tell you how to do jobs if I ain't never experienced it. So all of this is on all different types of occupations. Again, it goes deeper, your abilities, your work values, what they're looking for. Hello, it tells us about wages and employment, right? If I am from New York, or if I want to go back to New York and work there as a career counselor, I'll put that in. And of course, New York changes all different places. I'll put that in, and it tells me what the low end is, the middle, and the high. Now, understand, different areas of the country, you're gonna make different monies. But it tells you where you're looking for, but then also the average. So this is the work that you wanna do. If I wanna get paid 6 figures, I need to know I don't need to be in education. All right, because I'm not gonna get paid that as a career counselor. I mean, I might in New York, but across the board in the United States, I'm not gonna get paid that. Do you see how helpful this can be? And when you're doing your research about your opportunities and career choices, right? It just gives you all the information there. Look, it breaks it all the way down. Yes, Tram.
So this website, we don't need like any login information. It's like open to the public.
It is a public website.
Okay.
You do not need any login. When you click onetonline.com, it's gonna look like this. And what you wanna do is make sure that you put whatever occupation you're looking into this search box up here, click go, and you'll find all that information. All right, and it updates all the time because it's connected to our Department of Labor. So you're looking at like, I'm not gonna say exact, but you're looking at really clear and good numbers because it's coming from the Department of Labor. Okay? That's a very, very, very important resource to always make sure that you guys are utilizing. So you don't really have to ask anyone. You do want to ask people, but you can do your work, your research first. So make sure you're saving this platform. All right, so let me see. I want to make sure that's all I wanted to share with you. That was all I wanted to share with you. Any questions? Did we find that useful?
Yes.
Okay. All right, awesome. I wanted to make sure you guys got that information because those are 3 or 4 platforms that will definitely help you as you're looking for your first internships and also the rest, right? If you're graduating in May, this will help you find a full-time position. It'll help you do your research on, okay, so what should I be asking for? What should I be negotiating for when they give me an offer, right? It's right there. You don't have to ask anybody what they get paid. It's somewhere within that range. If I think that I have more experience, I should be getting paid in the middle, right? Like if I don't have any and they offer me, oh, well, that's more than what I should be getting offered. So I'll probably take that. You should always negotiate. You should always put a couple thousand up at least just to see if you can get it. But be smart about it. Look it up and see. Don't say, oh no, I want to get paid $60,000. And what you try and do, their starting rate is 40. They're not going to pay you $20,000. Why does this light keep off? They're not going to pay you $20,000 extra as a grad just coming out of college with no experience. Right? So please, please, please utilize this information. Go onto those platforms, start looking at opportunities that you want to apply to, especially if we're looking to apply in the summertime. All right, start right now. Keep your eyes out for our newsletters. We just updated it today. There's more opportunities on there. Take advantage of that. If you have questions with that, reach out to us. I know you might get a lot of emails. I haven't sent as many this year as I normally do. But I probably will because the season is starting. Read the emails, open them up, find out what's going on. You guys here on this line, the 15 of you, we have the URELAH scholarships coming out. They'll be launched in January. That's $5,000 for you guys to utilize that does not go to your school accounts. All right, it goes directly to you. Take advantage of it. Last year we had I don't know, it was like 180, I think, of people who applied. Like we had a form and you had to send in your information afterwards. We only had 33 out of that 160 some people complete a full application for $5,000. Don't be one of those people. You have spent your time here with me. It's so appreciated. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you can take this going forward. We're going to start again in January. I believe it's the end of January. Let me pull up my flyer so I can give you the dates. I'm just going to automatically invite you guys and send you calendar invites, hoping that you will be able to attend. Let me see. I just want to double check. Well, that's not right. Of course, I can't find it right away when I'm talking to you guys. Here we go. So the next set of time is going to be starting January 23rd. January 23rd to February 13th. So Tuesdays again at 4 o'clock. Hopefully you guys can join. We also have a student leadership conference coming up. It's going to be January 31st and February 1st. It will be like all day conferences, and we will have other HBCUs joining us. It is free. All of this stuff you're getting is for free. Take advantage, because once you graduate, things stop becoming free. All right, so make sure that you take advantage of that. Make sure you join us. I look forward to seeing you guys in January. If you need anything, the office of URELAH is here in the library, second floor. My office is 200 right by the bathrooms. And then Miss Poe and Dr. Poe, I'm sorry, and Miss Terry are down the hall, right? But you can always come and visit us if you need extra support. You forgot what we said, you forgot a link that I had, come and see me. I'm always here. And I will make sure that you guys get to where you want to be. But my goal for all of you is to have an internship this coming summer. This coming summer. And if I can do anything to help you guys get there, let me know. All right. So it has been a pleasure to spend these last 4 weeks with you. I hope that we get to build a relationship and I get to learn you guys a little bit more. And so I look forward to kind of shining a light on you once you do get those internships in the summer. All right. Any questions?
I have a question about,
Sure.
You mentioned the conferences. Are they going to be held here or at other universities or like a different location?
Nope. As you can see, the light don't want to come on. There we go. No. So the Student Leadership Conference, January 31st and February 1st will be right here on campus. So again, follow us on Instagram. Make sure you're following us on LinkedIn. Make sure you're checking out our emails. That registration, I believe, is going to start November 1st. Join us and sign up. And when you sign up, make sure you come out and enjoy those 2 days of amazingness for you guys as future leaders. Okay, any other questions? No? All right, thank you guys. It's been my pleasure to be with you guys this semester, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the spring. Have a great one. And I hope you do well on your midterms. Oh, you're so welcome. You're welcome. Have a good one, guys.